1971 to 1974. Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler.
World Series, Game 6, Pirates at Tigers. Welcome back, baseball fans, to Game 6 of the 1971-74 World Series from Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Pittsburgh at Detroit. Tigers up 3-2. Let's show you the box score from Game 5. A heartbreaking loss for the Pirates at home. After tying it up in Game 4, another dud by the Pirates. Particularly the Pirate offense has fallen asleep since Game 3. They've scored 5 runs in the last 2.5 games. So give the Tigers credit. In the first inning, it seemed like they were getting a Timmerman, a triple, walk, RBI single by Stargell. Stayed that way until an Al Kaline homer in the 5th. Both pitchers, number 4 pitchers, Timmerman, Alan Foster, did better than expected. A walk in the 7th inning, and then Dick Kelly comes in and single walk, blows the game, blows the tie, makes it 3-1. Bottom of the inning, it looks like Fred Sherman's going to get that lead right back, but Manny Sanguillen gets thrown out of the plate by Jim Northrup, preventing the game from being tied. The Pirates went 3 up and 3 down in the 8th. Leadoff hitter reaches in the 9th inning. They fail to execute a hit and run, don't attempt a bunt either, and then Sanguillen hits into a double play, leaving the best hitters, Richie Hebner and Roberto Clemente, on the on-deck circle, and it ends in a extremely frustrating fashion for a Pittsburgh team that's right back to where they were at the All-Star break, where we were complaining about how this team has done little with much. They were game under at the All-Star break, and frankly, they're a game under right now in the World Series. They're down 3-2. Back in Detroit for Game 6. It's Bob Moose versus Joe Coleman. If it goes 7, it's Steve Blass versus Mickey Lolich. We'll give a slight advantage to the Tigers both times, and the fact they're at home, and they need just one more win. This is a hero moment for the Pirates. If they could come back and win these 2 games, it will lead a lot of credibility to that 1971 Major League Baseball World Series championship team. Seeing so many of those guys here, but we'll see. It's the Tigers have been steady year-round, and no one's beaten them in a long time, since before the All-Star break. So leading off will be Richie Hebner. 33 for Hebner is a pop to first. Al Oliver, 2-8 base hit. Oliver and Clemente have switched first and batting second and third, and the Pirates, late arriving to the game, have started to alternate left-handed and right-handed batters as to somehow confound the Tiger bullpen that seems to have their number. I don't know if that's even going to work anymore, because Joe Coleman and Mickey Lolich are starter 9s anyway, so those dudes may never even come out of the game. But anyway, that's what the Pirates have done. They put Clemente in the 3, Oliver in the 2. They got Sten at 5th, Parker 6th, and Robertson 7. So those were the changes the Pirates made in an attempt to get the offense on track. Here is Roberto Clemente. 35 is a base hit. 2 on. 1 out for Stargell. 34 is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Rennie Stennett, now batting 5th. 170 delivers. Let's check out the Stennett card, the 353 card of 71. Need his bat to produce and hopefully get him out of there before his glove hurts you. He usually plays 2/3 of the games with Mazeroski finishing them defensively for him. 1-7 is just a single to left field. Oliver is going to run against the Horton arm in left field, and he scores. Clemente ends up at 3rd on the throw. Runners in the corners, 2 outs for Dave Parker. 55 off of Coleman. Big hit here. Big 2-out hit for the Pirates. They've needed this for a few games. Double 1 to 19. Can't get it. Misses double 1 to 19. It doesn't hurt them too much. They still get the same RBI. But you got runners on the corners instead of second and third with 2 outs for Bob Robertson. 2-9 Bob Robertson. It might hurt him. It's double 1 to 12. It is the double, scoring 1 run. They had a 95% chance of scoring 4 runs this inning, at least. But it's second and third with 3 runs in and 2 outs, and Larry Milbourne. 2-10! Larry Milbourne, let's take a look at his card. A 279 hitter. 136 at-bats. It's just going to be a base hit to center field. Got to think Robertson's going to run here as a 10, 11, 12. He's going to run on the 11 of Northrop. And he scores on the 11 of Northrop. So this is a desperate Pirate team. Beware of desperate teams. Beware of the defensive posture. The pissed off Pirates are coming out in the first inning. That's a 2-run single. And it's 5-0, and the folks are still on the Detroit freeway trying to get to the game here, trying to find parking. And they're hearing on the radio that their beloved Tigers are down 5-0. Manny Sanguillen, 42, bounces back to the mound. Now, I've often said this on these YouTube broadcasts when we see first innings like this. This is a golden opportunity for a championship moment by the Tigers to come back down 5-0 and win the championship today. So that's the storyline here. Sometimes this works. Teams battle back, chip away, the best teams do, and erase the 5-0 deficit. We'll see. They do have a game to spare, though, so it loses a little bit of its intensity. They can afford to lose this game, I mean. Anyway, leading off is Dick McAuliffe, 38, grounds to first. Al Kaline, 62, pitcher. And Gates Brown, 49, base hit. And Norm Cash, 612, first. After all the commotion, we never showed you the pitcher's cards, so let's do this now. Bob Moose, the starter for the Pirates, is 72, 13-game winner, 226 innings with a 2.91 ERA. And Joe Coleman, having his worst inning of the season, just right there, was a 20-game winner in 71 for the Tigers in 286 innings, 3.15 ERA. Well, it's a shame Joe got knocked around there. Let's see if he can just give his bullpen a break. They pitched a lot in game 5. Steve Keeley's available. Let's see if Coleman can stretch this out a little bit. Down 5 runs. Take one for the team there, Joe. It's Richie Hebner. 1-8. Richie Hebner. Take a look at the card. Oh my goodness. 72. Dude, it's 300. 19 homers. Bunch of walks. The default leadoff hitter in the absence of a true one, since Matty Alou, who used to lead off, was dealt away. 6-0 Pirates. Trying to get it out of their system is an expression you sometimes hear. Al Oliver, 53, pitcher. Roberto Clemente, 1-3. Oh boy, right B plus injury. Well, this game has excitement. We get to see a new right fielder. That's going to be Dave Parker taking over for Clemente in right field. And you know what? We're going to put Bill Mazeroski in the game at second base. I think the temptation is just to go to another outfielder. But I'm going to put Mazeroski at DH. Stennett will be, Mazeroski at second base. Stennett goes to DH. And Dave Parker will take over in right field. If you're wondering, we don't use the American League DH rule. We have free substitution. You don't have to have the pitcher come in your spot if you move the DH around. So I freely move the DH around because the rationale for that is I only have 12-man rosters and don't have enough players for pinch hitting and so forth if I had to have the pitcher bat. So I've been doing that in the entire time I'm doing these mixed card leagues. Matter of fact, I don't even have the pitcher cards. The number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. I have no idea where those cards are. And so, yeah. Willie Stargell. 210 is a K. 6-0. It's Willie Horton. 1-2, Lomax. Northrop, 6-11. Pitcher X. Moose, E12. Makes the play. Riser, 210, flies left. Top of the third. Rennie Stennett, 512, Ks. Dave Parker, 34, pitcher. Bob Robertson, 36, Ks. Bottom of the third. Stevenson, 39. Pops to first. Grabarkowitz, 1-4, center. McAuliffe, 1-9, center. We go to the fourth. Briskly moving now. Milbourne with a 3-3 one-sided game. Pops out. Sanguian pops out. Hebner, 57, is a K. Well, Coleman's helping out his team by stretching this thing out. Al Kaline, 2-9, short. Gates Brown, 66, pops to third. Norm Cash, 56, pops to first. Hey, Bob Moose, 4 shutout innings. He pitched very well in the Game 2 loss, had one bad inning in that. The final score was 4-2. The Tigers batted around in the 4th inning. And that was it. Moose got a complete game. And for 11 of the 12 innings he's pitched, he's been brilliant. Just had that one blow up, which cost him. Al Oliver, 5-12 is a walk. And this is Mazeroski. He'll head away here. 2-5, pops out. Stargell, 2-9, strikes out. Seen a lot of that for this guy. Rennie Stennett, 66, base hit left field. Here come the Pirates again with 2 on and 2 outs for the Cobra. Dave Parker, 45, flies to center. Bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
All right, the Tigers are playing like a team that knows all it has to do is win one of these 2 games. They're down 6-0 in the 5th. Willie Horton, 2-5, short. Northrup, 49, base hit. Verizor, 59, 1-1. Here come those Tigers. Runners on the corners, playing back with a big lead. John Stevenson, 47, second X, but it's Mazeroski. We need the glove for Bill here, the 2E10. And that's why you have the defensive guys. Finally, this is what you do. That's how you finish teams off. You don't have 3-44 shortstops and 40-41 second base when you're trying to win these games. Just when the Tigers thought they had something going, Bill Mazeroski said, forget it. Top of the 6th, Bob Robertson, 53, first C. Milbourne, 63, first X. You got Cash, 211, makes the play. And Sanguian, 2-8, is a single. Hebner, homer earlier today, 1-6 is a K. Coleman's got you through 6. Give him props. Bottom of the 6th, Billy Grabarkowitz. 1-4, left. McAuliffe, 37, K's. And K-Line, 33, a rare offer for K-Line. Normally, even if he offer, he'll reach base with a walk. He hasn't walked yet today. The first time he hasn't walked in a game yet. Top of the 7th, briskly moving along here with a one-sided game. Al Oliver, 57 is a K. Bill Mazeroski, 2-8, pops to first. Clemente will be back tomorrow. I immediately remove a player for an injury and he comes back the next day. It's just a unique result that I use for both teams. I don't play a home field advantage on that or whatever. 1-8 for Pop Stargell. Yeah, let's show the card again because this is all he does is hit homers. He hits homers and he strikes out a lot and walks occasionally. He hardly gets any singles or doubles or triples. He's hitting .215 this year with this card. But 1-8 for the brilliant 71 Stargell card is yet another home run. Of course he leads all of baseball in homers because the Pirates have played the most games of all teams. So Stargell's got about 25 home runs. The all-time record for homers in a carryover league through a World Series for me, in case you're wondering, is Mike Schmidt hit 30 of them with a World Series winning carryover team comprised of the 80-81 Phillies. And the guy hit 30 homers in 61 games. The Pirates have played more than 61 games, and Stargell has got 25. 7-0, 2 outs, and it's Rennie Stennett, 1-9 single. And Dave Parker, 38 Ks. I'd like to get Coleman through one more inning, then go to Keeley if I can. 7-0, stretch time here in Detroit. We are enjoying the next selection in the Stevie Wonder Odyssey. 74's fulfilling this first finale featuring this song, Boogie on Reggae Woman, and You Haven't Done Nothing were the big hits off of this one. Probably the kind of the underground greatest record of his. Not often mentioned. They always talk about Key of Life, Talking Book, Inner Visions, but this one really is a heck of a record. A little under the radar, you could say, as a cult favorite for the Stevie Wonder fans. Best record. Okay, bottom of the seventh. Enough of that. Bob Moose will continue. 7-0 game. Moose continues. He'll face Gates Brown, who was 1 for 2 today. It's weird to see the Tigers only getting their third at bat in the 7th inning. That's a good sign for the Pirates. 4-4. This is Center X. Oliver's a 3E5. He's been pretty good this series, but not that time. It's a double. Norm Cash, 58, and they get to Moose. Double 1-6, single ... That'll score the first run at 7-1. And they're going to force you to break Moose to get him out of there with the way this Pirate bullpen has been. Willie Horton, 1-9, and that just happened. A base hit, and you broke him. Now at 7-1, you could leave a pitcher in with his point of weakness. And in this situation, with you got to win games 6. You got to win this one in game 7 anyway. So they're not even going to think about the bullpen until, Moose, all there is a string dangling from his shoulder. So Moose is going to continue to pitch regardless of how much he gets knocked around here with 2-1 and nobody out. Playing back in a 7-1 lead for Northrop. 32 pops to second. Playing back for Verizon. 59, triple one, single ... is a single ... It is 7-2 playing back for Stevenson. 66, gets the single ... hits the point of weakness single. And here we go again. And he ain't coming out. We're having a Grady Little moment here. Don't really care. Runners in the corners, 1 out of a 7-3 game. It's Grabarkowitz. We'll let him bat around before we think of taking him out. How about that? Grabarkowitz walks. The bases are loaded. 1 out. And there's still no movement to the Pirate bullpen because they have just killed the Pirate season in the World Series. Moose is going to continue on a 7-3 game. Grand Slam ties it. Dick McAuliffe with 1 out. Here's the pitch. 69, sac fly to center. 7-4 game. And with 2 outs, Hall of Famer Al Kaline. Here's the pitch. 43, no dot this time. Left X, who's out in left field. Stargell's a 3E4 in left field. And he makes a 2-base error! Again, we can chase this result. Unbelievable. It's going to be a very low percentage, around 15%. If it's under 18%, we know it's an error. Well, obviously it is anyway. Yeah, 4.98%. I think an E1 outfielder makes an error on that one. Yep, just your 2-out, 2-base error on Hall of Famer Willie Stargell. Doesn't tie the game, but makes it pretty darn close. A 2-base error will score... I think he just scores 1 run, right? We had the sac fly, so it was first and second. Right, yeah, so it's a 2-base error. That just scores 1 run. You have second and third and 2 outs, and it's Gates Brown. And oh man. All right, so we'll take Moose out after 6 2/3 and see which Pirate pitcher is going to screw this up. So 7-5 game. Didn't I say something about coming back from a 5-0 deficit brings character and championship and all that sort of thing? I did say that. I mean, I went on record as saying coming back from 5-0 down, right? All right. So, do you do the insane thing? Do the same stupid thing over and over again, expecting a different result? Ramon Hernandez. Yeah, why not, right? Why not? So we're going to bring our boy Ramon Hernandez in in a high leverage moment to get Al Kaline out of here. Excuse me, to get Gates Brown out of here. Ramon Hernandez comes on in the 7th inning in a 7-5 game with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Gates Brown will exit and Mickey Stanley will come in. You're not going to walk him to face Norm Cash. You'll face Mickey Stanley, who you gave up a 3-run double to last time you faced him in this high leverage situation many games ago. So Ramon Hernandez versus Mickey Stanley with a base open and second and third and 2 outs. Can you, Ramon Hernandez, your third attempt to get a batter out in 3 different games with a 1.61 ERA, can you execute a single pitch in the World Series? Here is the pitch to Mickey Stanley. 1-8, and oh my goodness, Ramon Hernandez has gotten a batter out. Mickey Stanley has grounded a short. That is the first out recorded by Ramon Hernandez in the World Series. We're in Game 6. Unbelievable. But it's a 2-run game. Did not expect this drama. Thought this was going to be one of these quick games so I can get to a Game 7. But the Tigers had other ideas. And Joe Coleman, you know, if this game was really being played, you'd have to think that Coleman would probably come out, as he'd been in the dugout for so long. He got knocked around here so bad. They kept him around just to save the innings for his bullpen. But there's no instruction book that says I have to remove Coleman from this game. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to let the cards do what the cards do. I brought a Ramon Hernandez card because his card says it's got a 1.60 ERA and he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. And Joe Coleman's card is a starter 9 who won 20 games. I'm letting him pitch into the 8th, down 2. He's not hit his point of weakness. Tigers don't need to really think about defense here. Mickey Stanley's in the game. He goes in the center with that pinch hit attempt. Northrup goes to the left. The left fielder Horton goes to DH, and Gates Brown's out of the game. As per norm, into the 8th, Coleman continues. He'll face Bob Robertson. 2-8, Bob Robertson on cue in his column. Homer, 1-8, double the rest. It's going to be a 2-base hit. And before you start to say anything about Coleman, it was off the hitter's card, not the pitcher's card. Runner at second, B. Bunting Milbourne. I hate bunting a guy from second to third. Particularly after the hit-and-run shenanigans of Game 5 when they failed to advance the runner, and these two guys, Milbourne and Sanguian, ended the game. Milbourne's going to bunt here instead of hit and run or do anything else or swing the bat. So here's a bunt trying to get the runner to the third with 1 out. The bunt is good. It's a 4. He's a B bunter. It's not a single. A bunter, it's a single. So it's a sac bunt. You got a runner at third. They're going to bring it up for Manny Sanguian. 65 with the infield up is short X. Chance, again, to get a run off the bad defensive shortstop, the 3E44. It is a single. Again, yeah. Defense just continues to make their blunders for both squads. And the Pirates get that insurance run. And now Ramon Hernandez and company starting to feel a little better after that dismal 7th inning. Back up top to Hebner. At a certain point, you got to throw in the towel for Coleman. Let's do that now. We're going to pull him now after 7 1/3. 2 hits, 1 being a double, and you're going to the top of this ridiculous Pittsburgh lineup. I say ridiculous Pittsburgh lineup, but they're only like 8 games over 500. They were a game under 500 at the All-Star break, and they're losing the World Series. So much for how great their lineup is. Steve Keeley will come on in the 8th inning. The long man, a.k.a. the guy you come in blowout leads and losses, as to preserve Sherman, Culver, and Hiller. Steve Keeley was a White Sox in 72 with a 3.32 ERA in 57 innings. Pretty good pitcher. The long man, the least valuable player on the team, will face Richie Hebner with a runner at first and 1 out. 110 flies to right, and with 2 outs, it's Al Oliver. 46, short X, and already set up for the defense, but this time he makes the play. Well, your shortstop is fielding, 50%. Anyway, 8-5 game, bottom of the 8th inning. Hernandez will continue here for a little bit. They might kind of nurture their Justy's back again, and because they expect to play in Game 7, and you want to have as much Hernandez, Justy, and Keeson as you can have, they might kind of like figure out to use multiple relievers and see if they can cobble together 6 outs here. So Hernandez will pitch through to Northrop at least. So it'll be Norm Cash leading off. Norm Cash, 63. Pitcher X. Hernandez is an E0. That's an out in Pittsburgh based on my rules, but in Detroit it's not. My home field advantage for E0 pitcher is out, but not for the away pitcher. So the E0 pitcher, you have to put in the result, and the 2 pitchers give up a single and dice rolls of 1 or 2. That's a base hit for Norm Cash. That's just flat out bad luck and more bad luck for Ramon Hernandez. Now Willie Horton, he can't hurt you with a game-tying homer down by 3. 2-6, Horton, there's a base hit to left field. 2 on, nobody out. It's Jim Northrop. 3-6, let's take a look at Jim Northrop's card against a lefty even. Northrop in 73 hit .307 with 12 home runs. Age is like fine wine. The hero of the 68 Major League Baseball World Series, hitting that triple over Kurt Flood's head off of Gibson. And here, 3-6, homer, 1, oh my goodness, 15, fly ball the rest. Look at the board, folks. Have things changed for Ramon Hernandez? Look at just this. Homer, 1 of 15, a 3-run homer to tie it. He doesn't get it. Stargell sticks his glove over the wall and catches the opposite field home run on the warning track. Oh my goodness. What a play. Tigers would have tied Game 6 of the World Series. 75% of the time there. Oh, tough break for Jim Northrop. Wow. Misses a homer, 1 of 15. By rolling a 16. My goodness, such a tight affair with these 2 teams. Now you got 1 out and you got Verizon. Doesn't have power versus lefties, so Hernandez will pitch to him. 2-2, fouls to the catcher. And cue John Stevenson, and cue Bill Freehand, and cue a pitching change. So that's it. He does manage to get 3 outs, does Ramon. The final out of the 7th, and after the 2 singles, the aborted 3-run homer attempt, and a foul out to the catcher. So Ramon leaves with a hold. Moose is still the pitcher of record, and a save is still available. And you have your choice of Justy for the 4-out save or Bob Moose for Bill Freehand. We're going to go Moose. And the reason we're going to go Moose is less homers on his card, and he dominates righties. And we got Freehand and Grabarkowitz before McAuliffe. So we'll have Moose go for at least 2 batters, beginning here in the 8th, with 2 outs and 2 on. Bruce Keeson, who would have been, would have been the starter. He was a starter 7 in 71. He actually didn't start in that World Series. They started Doc Ellis, Bob Johnson, Luke Walker, Nellie Briles, and Bob Moose. And Keeson pitched out of relief in that game, in that series. So that's how deep they went with their pitching in that 71 series against Baltimore. 2 on, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's Bruce Keeson to Bill Freehand. And here's the pitch. 2-9 for Freehand is a bouncer to third. We go to the 9th inning. Keeley would like to keep this a 3-run game for his Tigers. It'll be Bill Mazeroski leading off. 2-11 pops the second. Stargell. 5'11", strikes out for the 4th time with a homer in there. And Rennie Stennett. 1-7 base hit. And Dave Parker. 64 off Keeley, catcher's card, freehand. 2E13. Makes the play on the 2. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Moose will take the mound with Grabarkowitz, McAuliffe, and Kaline. 3-run lead. Justy's warming. If Moose can finish it, that would be fine for the Pirates. They'd be content. If Keeson can finish this, I mean, they'd be content with saving Justy for a 2 or 3 inning appearance in Game 7 with Blast starting. So here we go. Billy Grabarkowitz leading off in the bottom of the 9th. There's no defense to bring in. Grabarkowitz, 111, grounds to short. Back up top to McAuliffe. 1-2, low max. And with 2 outs, it's Al Kaline. And remember I said he's had a walk in every game, but not today. He's 0 for 4. Reached some 2-base error. The pitch to Al Kaline. 42, center field, Bruce Keeson. So the righty relievers, if we're keeping track here for Pittsburgh, have been amazing. It's the lefties who give you nightmares. The Pirates have won Game 6. They had the big 5-run first, held on for dear life. The manager was glued to the bench with Bob Moose in the 7th inning, utterly terrified to go to the bullpen until Bob Moose's arm was about to fall off its socket, and they had to come out. But the Pirates win Game 6 by a score of 8-5. Moose does get the win. We will give Bruce Keeson a nice little save, getting the last 4 outs with a 3-run lead. And Joe Coleman got the loss. Tigers could not recapture the lead or tied. So a disappointing start for Coleman. And this will set up the 3rd round of Steve Blass versus Mickey Lolich. If you're keeping track of this in a Game 7, Mickey Lolich has not beat the Pirates yet. Got knocked around in Game 1. Bill Mazeroski walked him off in Game 4. Blass got the win in Game 1 and was pulled after 7 innings of shutout ball in Game 4. Advantage Pittsburgh now? Has the tide turned? What do you think, folks? Buckle up, folks. Game 7's tomorrow. Brilliant World Series. Kind of unconventional. Very strange, but strange will work. As long as we have a long, meaningful series between the Pirates and Tigers, and we certainly do. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you tomorrow for Game 7.